Today, we're gonna get vulnerable and we're gonna talk about 3 financial mistakes that I've made as a YouTube content creator. Because I'm all about not making the same mistakes over and over again. So if you can learn from me and save yourself the headache, then this video was well worth it. As well, at the end of the video, I will share one financial decision that I've made that's absolutely saved me. So stay tuned to the end so you can see that I'm not a complete failure in the area of finances. Because I swear, sometimes I do get things right. Financial mistake number 1 was putting all my eggs into one basket. You see, back in 2022, when I decided to go full on into becoming a YouTube content creator, I was financially set because I had landed 1-year-long partnerships with 2 different brands. Now, as great as it was, the mistake I made was I put all of my eggs into one basket. Probably 80% of my income was coming from those 2 different brands, which, if you think about it, is quite risky because what if in 2023, they decided not to continue? And that's actually what happened. Then in 2023, one of those brands decided not to continue the long-year partnership, and then I was left with only one other brand to work with. When this happened, it really set off a red alarm in my head, realizing that I can't just rely on one major source of income for my YouTube channel. Rather, I really need to diversify and get my income sources from multiple different eggs in the basket. That way, there's a lot more security in my finances. That's when I really doubled down on making my own personal digital products like my Cinema collection, and as well my own mentoring program called Creator Autonomy. Speaking of which, that will open up in November, and I'll talk about that in the near future. Oh, sun came out, time to roll up the shutter. Having more streams of income really brings that security as a YouTube content creator, because if one of them drops or is less in one season, the other ones are still bringing some sort of income source in. So don't do what I did. Instead, take the time to brainstorm what kind of income sources your channel could have and really diversify where that money is coming from. You know, that could be AdSense, digital products, affiliate links, courses, mentoring, whatever you can think of. There'll be different kinds of income streams for different kinds of channels. The more even the amount of income coming from each stream, the more steady your financial situation is gonna be. Whereas if you're really heavily relying on one income source, you're putting yourself at financial risk. So don't do that. Don't put your eggs all in one basket. The second financial mistake that I made was I was being too much of a perfectionist. When it came down to creating courses or my own digital products, I put so much pressure on myself to make the absolute perfect product or course for you guys, which in turn meant that I probably spent way too much time on a product or course, or I just never even put it out there because I didn't feel like it was good enough for you guys. Nowadays, I'm taking a much different approach. I'm all about iteration. I wanna create a product, release it into the world, get feedback, and make it even better and do it all over again. Because I think in the long run, I'm gonna have released a much better product and I'll have made much more money. This is what happened with my LUTs, for example. I remember I launched my first ever LUTs back in 2018, and in the last 6 years, I've sold 20,000 euros worth of LUTs. Then last fall, I released my new Cinema collection. It took me 6 years because of all that perfectionism and not putting them out there. But my second Cinema collection is due to make 20,000 euros in 1 year. So what took 6 years, I did now in 1 year with my second round of Cinema LUTs. Now, most likely, I've left a lot of money on the table. If I would have just done a whole bunch of iterations of Cinema LUTs along the way, I bet you I would have now a much better product and I probably would have made much more money. So I guess the moral of the story is don't try to make a perfect product because that's just not possible. Instead, make a good product and keep making it better and better. The third and final financial mistake that I made was not investing enough back into the channel. And what I mean by this is that I didn't put enough money back into my own personal growth, into experiences, and into hiring new employees for this channel. Back in 2022 and 2023, when I knew that I had a set income based on these long-term partnerships, it would have been so much easier back then to have already decided, okay, a certain percentage of all the income coming in is going to be invested back into the channel. Things like buying courses, investing in mentoring in myself, into new experiences, hiring employees. All these things would have helped so much into taking this channel to the next level. And it's something I'm still trying to really work on, trusting in the fact that when you invest in yourself, into your channel, into your business, there's going to be a positive return. Okay, so those were the 3 financial mistakes that I've made, but what's been the one thing that I have done right? And I would say that it's the fact that I've always had a huge buffer in my business account. One of the biggest financial gurus out there, Dave Ramsey, always said you should always have 3 to 6 months of savings in your account, depending on what kind of job situation you have. So for example, if you are someone who's in a more steady, secure job, then you can have 3 months savings. But if you're like an entrepreneur like me, then it's good to have 6 months. And I've always had a nice buffer in the business account just in case, so that if there is ever emergencies, it's not going to be an emergency for me. Whereas someone who's really living on the edge, every little small, bill that comes in that's unexpected can become a huge emergency. So for me personally, if some jobs don't go through or I get sick, I always have this financial buffer to help me through those times, so it doesn't feel as stressful as it could be if I was really living on margin. So when you're running a business, you have a YouTube channel, I would highly recommend always having this buffer in your business account. That way, whenever something unexpected happens, you're gonna be okay. It's annoying, it's frustrating to pay that unexpected bill or for that job to not go through, but you're gonna be okay, and that's what's most important. It's honestly gonna take so much of the stress away of running a YouTube content creation business. So learn from my mistakes, and as well, learn from the things that I have done well.